when an old farmer pays the price for his actions with a young girl. The shocking consequences you won't see coming. The sun blazes over the Italian countryside, casting long shadows across the olive fields. The air is thick with tension. Somewhere between the trees, laughter breaks the silence. Ciccio Paradiso, a rebellious farmer, pulls Bianca, the mayor's daughter, into his arms. Their love is passionate, forbidden, and doomed. Maria, Bianca's sister, watches from a distance, but she remains a silent witness rather than an active threat. Still, in a town where secrets never stay hidden for long, how much longer can their affair remain a secret? Ciccio isn't just a man in love, he's a man with a fire burning inside him. The farmers in town suffer under the rule of the wealthy elite, especially Don Luigi, a powerful and influential landowner with deep ties to the mayor. The system is rigged against the poor, forcing them to sell their harvest for almost nothing. At the market, Ciccio finally snaps. "We should set our own prices," he shouts, his voice cutting through the crowd. The farmers listen, hesitant, but standing up to the powerful comes at a cost, and Ciccio has just made himself a target. The mayor, Cumpa Schettino, a ruthless and corrupt man, is already aware of Ciccio's relationship with Bianca. One evening, Ciccio is summoned to the mayor's house, a private meeting, never a good sign. Inside, Cumpa smirks, pretending to make small talk, but his eyes burn with menace. He asks Ciccio outright, "Do you know my daughter?" Bianca, terrified, denies everything, but Cumpa isn't fooled. Ciccio has crossed a line. The question is, how will the mayor strike back? Ciccio doesn't care. He's ready to risk it all. He promises Bianca they'll leave this town, start fresh somewhere far away. He even writes a letter to the mayor, formally asking for her hand, a bold move, too bold. The next day, Ciccio is walking through the fields when he is suddenly ambushed. Shadows move between the trees. Then, a brutal attack. He is overpowered, beaten to death by the mayor's men. By the time the town finds out, his lifeless body is already displayed in the square. A warning to anyone who dares to rise up. His mother wails. Bianca disappears into her house, her heart shattered. Townspeople lower their heads, afraid. But far away in a distant city, a man identical to Ciccio receives the news. Antonio, Ciccio's twin brother, is coming home. Antonio's arrival sends shockwaves through the town. The mayor's men whisper, "Is Ciccio back from the dead?" Fear spreads, but Antonio isn't here for a ghost story. He's here for the truth. For days, Antonio watches, he waits. He learns everything about the men who killed his brother. And then something changes. The film never fully confirms how far Antonio goes for revenge. Soon, the mayor and his son lose their power and disappear from the picture. Justice in its own way has been served, but this story doesn't end with vengeance. Bianca, now unprotected, turns to Don Luigi for help. A mistake. He isn't a savior, he's a predator. When he tries to take advantage of her, she does the unthinkable. She grabs a pitchfork and stabs it into his leg. Bianca is no longer just a victim. She's fighting back. Meanwhile, Antonio, now far from home, works in a factory. But something doesn't sit right. He left seeking a better life. Is that really what he wants? He makes a choice. He must return. Back in town, Antonio goes straight to Maria, searching for answers. And then a shocking truth. Bianca isn't who she thought she was. The truth remains unclear, but one thing is certain. Bianca and Antonio's destinies are more intertwined than they ever imagined. At this moment, I couldn't help but wonder, was fate always against them? Or was this just another cruel trick of destiny? Antonio and Bianca meet in the street, their hearts heavy with impossible emotions. Bianca, clutching the letter he once wrote, looks up at him. She still loves him. "Marry me," Antonio whispers, "right now." Silence, then a decision. Bianca closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and nods. The town gathers as Bianca, dressed in the wedding gown she once dreamed of, walks through the square. Rose petals fall from the sky. The Paradiso family stands tall. Antonio takes her hand, leading her toward the church. Justice has been served. But is this truly a happy ending, or just another chapter in this land's endless cycle of suffering? From my perspective, The Last Paradiso is a raw and emotional ride that grabs you from the start and never lets go. The cinematography pulls you straight into 1950s Italy, making you feel the heat, the dust, and the weight of every decision the characters make. The themes of love, oppression, and revenge hit hard, but what really stuck with me was the ending. Did Antonio actually win, or did he just step into the same doomed fate as his brother? That lingering question makes the story feel even more powerful, like a cycle that can never truly be broken.